Welcome back to Marketing Champions here in Daily Ad Brief. I'm Howard Wolpoff, your host. Again, we're talking about marketing with marketing experts from around the country. Today, we're in St. Louis, Missouri with David Kley of Orange Design. And David, welcome to our conversation today.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Well, we're excited to have you here and learn a lot more about you. So why don't you start by sharing how you get started in the marketing industry?
Uh, Through graphic design, and then I started getting more interested in code, and because I feel like for where I was at, it was fairly limited in what I was able to produce. And then I got bitten by the tech bug, and then after I started building and designing websites, got involved into the marketing and SEO aspect. And being a video game nerd from a young age, it was a perfect fit. It was like the adult evolution of that, if you will.
Well, it's great when you find your purpose in life and really evolves into certain things, but it really is an opportunity that you've had to really touch on all the different aspects of the front end, back end of websites and how that really plays into the world of marketing, which I'm sure you do a lot of that right now with Orange Design.
Oh, everything. Yeah. I mean, there's a big disconnect with a lot of businesses that we familiarize people with when, they'll have a marketing effort that's sending people to something that's not really that good, or they'll have a great website with bad marketing, or they'll have things that are broken that other people have built that don't function correctly. It's really a full scope service to make one of these campaigns successful.
Which is great. And I'm always a true believer of you really have to have your house in order before you invite people over as guests. So too, your campaign, if you're driving them to the website, it really needs to be exactly the way you want them to see it, so that you're getting
100%.
your best out of the campaign. So
Well, and
when you're
also if you're spending big money on it, that you don't
absolutely,
want to waste money when you're out there in AdWords or social media or any of those other channels.
it's very true. So when you're working with clients, you bring them in for the first time. What kind of conversation you're having with them so you can best tell their story?
Usually it starts with the pain points. We like to have a very in-depth understanding of where they're coming from. Every experience is different that someone has, whether it's a higher dollar client or a lower dollar client. They're all coming to us because they've had a problem, right? I like to think of it like relationships. Nobody comes to us in perfect health. If anybody's ever had a bad relationship, that can carry with you for a while. So we want to understand, what went wrong, what were the pain points, what did you expect that you didn't get, and really just start from there. Generally, once we get through that point, we can talk about budgets, but it really has to start on building the relationship and us being transparent so they know what they can expect from us, so that they can be assured that we're not going to be a repeat of what they just went through.
Yes, a lot of times agencies are taking on clients from different agencies and they've left for different reasons. So you are
Correct.
kind of having to soothe that pain while focusing on what life can be if you implement the strategies that you're going to develop for them.
Yeah, there's a hidden line in the contract somewhere that says we provide therapy fees for free. So yeah, that comes with the territory, unfortunately. But usually once we're in, they can see how everything's outlined, how transparent we are about fees and schedules and the work scope that's going to be done. Also, the contract is like 20 pages long, so they also get to know exactly what we will and will not do for them. So it's very precise, and I think that really helps with establishing the first initial level of trust.
And that's important. It really is a relationship that has a lot of communication and give and take to make sure that you are translating what their vision is, and you're making sure that their vision is exactly what they really inside want it to be, as opposed to sometimes what they actually verbalize it to be.
Well, and also going back to the relationship, communication is key. It's very difficult to explain to someone what you want visually, and that's we've been through that hundreds of times at this point. We can provide a lot of big specific examples. We can help people work through their visions so that we know that what they get in the end is exactly what they envision, and also make that a uh, reasonable expense too, because we can help move things along much more quickly versus starting from scratch. Or we've also had people come to us where their website was half designed and then they decided to part ways with the people. It's like, okay, well, how much did that cost? So again, it's just really about building the relationships with people, listening more than doing the talking a lot of the times, and asking key questions so that we can make sure that we're being as transparent as possible and they know what to expect going forward.
Well, it definitely seems that you have a lot of ability to create those relationships and do a tremendous amount of work. Anyone who wants to get a great visual should definitely check out your website
Oh yeah.
because it shows exactly what you can do to capture someone's attention and want them to stay on the site and then learn the different things about what's going on in the business and what the conversation is about there. So David, we thank you
We
so
like
much
to
for
have fun.
joining. And I can, and it definitely translates, and it is fantastic. And I'm glad you shared that fun with us today. And thank you for being with us.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
And thank you all for joining us as well. It's really great to have the right agency, but the one that has the right passion and understanding and can bring a great wealth of knowledge and communicate with you. Just being able to make that relationship and as David said at the end, to bring a little fun along the way as well. It's so important. Orange Design, there's some more information about them here on Daily Ad Brief. So please check that out. Go ahead, have a great rest of today. I'll see you next time on Marketing Champions.